Boys and girls, I am going to go over with you the science assignment for today. If you will, go ahead and click on your distance learning class there, and then click on classwork. We're going to scroll down and click on Hayslip Science, Electromagnets, and Magnetism. When I go and click on that assignment, it's going to pop up your name with the assignment there. I'm going to go ahead and click open. It's going to open up into a Google Doc, and I'm going to walk through. Please make sure you read the directions for each slide there. Okay. The next slide here is magnets, just your title page, and then it goes on to vocabulary. So what you're going to do is drag the blue boxes into the correct category below. So a magnet, what is a magnet? I'm going to read through each of these. I'm going to find the definition and I'm going to drag it to it. Okay? Permanent magnet, electromagnet, south pole, north pole, magnetic field. Okay, south pole, obviously a pole of magnet that points to the south. So see that I dragged the answer there. So I'm going to do that with all of them. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next slide. Same concept. We're going to drag the boxes to fill in the blank. So what I'm going to do is take south, north pole, magnetic field, poles, magnetism, and I'm going to drag it up to the top. So a magnet has two ends called poles. So I'm going to drag it up there. Okay, and keep filling in the blanks. I'm going to move on to the next one. It says use Google Image to search to find real life pictures of magnets. So I want you to go on Google and I want you to search and find some real life examples of magnets, and then you're going to snip it and you're going to paste it right in here on this slide. I'm going to then go on to the next one. Image sort. It says drag the pictures to the correct description. So unlike poles, poles that attract, like poles, poles repel. So I want you to drag these images at the bottom to their correct location, wherever they should be. What does it look like when poles attract? What does it look like when poles repel? Okay, going on to the next slide, like poles. All right, what you're going to do here is choose and drag the correct arrow to show what happens when like poles are near each other. So am I going to drag this arrow here to show that north and north are pushing away from each other, or am I going to pull the arrows up that look like they're connecting to each other? Same concept for unlike poles. I'm going to then drag these arrows. What's happening when north and south? Are they going to push away or are they going to come together? Moving on to slide 9. Identify each item by dragging the blue boxes whether or not they are magnetic. So we've got a plastic cup. So think about plastic. Is a plastic metal? If it's not a metal, then it's not magnetic. So I would drag not magnetic and put it on top of it. Paperclip. Well, a paperclip is made of metal, so it is magnetic. And then I'm going to finish and go through the other images there. Moving on to slide 10. You are going to drag the blue boxes to answer each of the following questions. You have 3 questions here, 1, 2, and 3. You're going to put one answer here, one answer here, and then there should be 3 at the bottom. Moving on to slide 11. Again, we're dragging the boxes. You just click on the box and move it up to where it needs to be. Okay? Read through and answer each of the questions. Finish each of the sentences here. Next page is a title page for electromagnets. Think about an electromagnet. An electromagnet is not a permanent magnet. It is created. It is man-made. So I'm going to move on to label it. All right, so we have all electromagnets have 3 parts. Well, my 3 parts are wires in the core, or the coils, the iron core, and then the battery. So I can move these up here and put them in these places, or you can label it. Put it over the battery over the battery, the iron core, which is your nail there, and then the wires and the coils, which could go there. Okay? Moving on. Here, these do not move. So what you're going to have to do is finish the sentence using the words from the bank. So next to where each of these little question marks are, you are going to type in that answer. So when I click in this text box, notice that my cursor right here has come up. So then I'm going to type in the answer that needs to go in that blank. Okay? Same concept here. Double click on where the question mark is, underneath where it says more coils have a blank. Start typing it in. More coils have a blank. So I would just type in my answer there. Okay? All right. Moving on to slide 15. Slide 15, it's a Venn diagram. You have permanent magnet on one side, electromagnet on the other. In the middle is what they both consist of. So here's a hint. There should be 3 in this box underneath permanent magnet. There should be 3 in the both box. And there should be 6 underneath the electromagnet. Okay? Moving on. Second to last. Slide 16. Again, drag electric current to the box that it matches and magnetic field to the box that it matches. The last box, I want you to give me real life examples of electromagnets. How do we use them in everyday life? When we were in the brick and mortar classroom, when we were in class, we actually discussed some everyday materials, like what actually is an electromagnet. A doorbell is an electromagnet. We talked about a couple others. I don't want to give them all to you. Type in right here, again, where this question mark is. When you click here, when your cursor pops up, then type in doorbell. Give me another example. Okay? That is your science lesson. Now, once you're done, this automatically saves for you. You can see that it says right up here, all changes have been saved. You're going to exit that tab. And when you're done, you're going to go back. See, it's still pulled up where I clicked on it. I'm going to click on View Assignment, and then I would click on Turn In. Okay, boys and girls, let me know if you have any questions. Good luck with your science. I can't wait to see all of your cool pictures.